Hi my friends and welcome back. Today we are going to be doing Makeup 101, my little series I got going on right now. This is talking about Makeup 101, what is it? Today we're talking about foundation. So with that being said, what is foundation? Foundation is used for like the base of your face, so right after you put on primer. And if you haven't seen my what is primer, you should go check that out too. But this is kind of talking about foundation. What is it? It is a base that you put on your face. It can either be liquid or a powder. I never personally use the powdered, but I always use like a liquid foundation. Put it all over your face, and it kind of like gives your complexion a nice even tone. It's a nice base that just kind of looks and helps cover flaws, and sometimes like changes the your natural skin tone color, if that makes sense. It can also help hydrate, moisturize. Some of them have sunscreen in it, which is great because summer's coming up. And yeah. So anyways, I wanted to show you guys. So foundation is usually you put on before you get to the blush, before to the bronzing and all that stuff. I typically like to start with the eyes, but I like you guys. I usually put on foundation first, before primer, even before I really dug into makeup and knew about it. But anyway, so primer, then your foundation. Some of the examples I have over here, some of the foundations I use, is this Bare Minerals Bare Skin Pure Brightening Serum Foundation. Foundations also come in a large spectrum of colors. You could either be fair skin toned like me, or if you're darker complected, you can go all the way to a darker complected one, like many shades. Different brands like CoverGirl, e.l.f., Bare Minerals, yeah, just brands like that have their very many varieties of shades. But this is the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Serum Foundation in the broad spectrum. This has SPF in it, and this is in the shade Bare Porcelain 1. Yeah, Bare Porcelain, I want to say. Yes. There's that. Sorry, I had to read to make sure I was telling you guys the right name. There's this e.l.f. one. Also, the coverage for foundations are different. Some can be like very light coverage where it almost looks like you're barely wearing anything, but you are wearing something. Some are completely full coverage where, you know, it covers everything, and like, I don't want to say you could tell you're wearing it, but it's full coverage. Like, it covers everything. So if you have like a blemish, it helps cover that. Medium coverage is kind of right in between that. So it almost covers everything up, I guess. But this is the oil-free medium coverage flawless satin foundation by e.l.f. It's a nice one as well. This is a CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk. This is with coconut milk and aloe extract. This is definitely a lighter. Whoops, my camera will focus here. There we go. Sorry guys, I'm getting a lot of the natural light today. Anyway, this is very light coverage, but it is really nice. Now, the difference between a dewy finish and a matte finish. Matte is purely smooth. You don't really feel it. It doesn't feel like sticky or anything. Dewy is also very smooth, but it leaves kind of like if you go outside and rain hits your face type style is the only way I could really explain that. It just leaves like a nice little kind of I don't want to say wetness to you, but it's definitely a little bit more like you could feel it on your skin, if that makes sense. And then this is a Sassy and Chic Moisturizing Foundation in Light 1. And that's a nice one as well. So yeah, anyway, several different kinds of foundations out there. Experiment, play around, find ones that you like best. Now we're going to get into the part where I'm going to put it on for you. Because there are people out there that just may be curious about makeup that don't know. I'm not saying I'm putting it on right or properly. This is just how I put it on. So you can either put it on with your hands, with a brush, and that will be coming a little bit later in my mini series here about brushes. But for right now, I am just going to use my Real Techniques makeup sponge here. I got it wet beforehand, and that really helps applying your makeup so it leaves less stains. This part is the sponge, and then this part helps blend. This is a really nice brand, if I do say so myself. I do recommend it. Once again, this is a Real Techniques makeup sponge. I am going to be using the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk. Like I said, this is in porcelain because I'm very fair skin, but this is a very nice light coverage, and this is also a dewy coverage as well. I already have my primer on beforehand. Like I said, you like your primers to be just a little bit tacky feeling so that your foundation sticks to it. And you only need just a little bit, guys, because foundation definitely goes a long way. Now, I personally like to put foundation on my neck as well because you don't want your face and neck to be two different colors. Sorry guys, I'm getting a lot of that natural light today. And anyway, you just take your sponge here, if you are using a sponge, foundation there, and you just rub it all around, like so. This is a really nice sponge too because it helps like blend everything out. Careful around your eyes. You never want to pull around your eyes. You just kind of want to like dab, if that makes sense. So like lightly dab, and then you can use this side for that as well. It's actually what it's made for. And then like so, get the forehead. Now, like I was saying about your neck, you don't want your neck and face to be two different colors. So what I usually do is I just put a little bit on my sponge, and we put some on our neck as well. Like I said, I've seen people use their hands, which is totally fine. I've seen people use brushes. I personally just like using a sponge for it. But I just kind of do one of these, like so. Kind of move the shirt collar so you don't get any foundation on it. And then we just blend. I've seen people do their ears. That's perfectly fine. I just don't do my ears. But that's just my preference. You can do whatever you want. But yeah, you want to try to color match as much as possible. And I know that's easier said than done, especially when you're like shopping in store. I find that it helps to kind of compare like the color. Let's just use Elf for example here. To your hand. So typically your hand is, unless you like tan, but typically your hand is kind of close to your like face shade. So what I usually do is try to shop around for the closest color that I can find to my hand shade, or even like pick them up in store and like literally stare at them for like 20 minutes. And then in my case, I have my husband go with me sometimes, and I'll literally like hold stuff up and be like, does this work? Does this work? Usually for me and my complexion, I'm just so fair that like porcelain works out real nicely. This is in like a pearl, so that works real nicely. I think snow would work too. This is in light 1. That is like the lightest shade they had in this brand. So there's that. Anyways, I hope this is helpful for you guys. If you're interested. But yeah, that is it for today. Coming up next on my little mini series, we're going to talk about concealer and the huge world of concealers out there, but we will get into that another time. And anyways, if you guys could just hit that subscribe button over there by hitting that bell, that would really help me out, and I would really appreciate it. I hope you guys are well, and I will see you next time with another new video. Bye.